back to March. You talked about incomes. And then something came to my mind. You guys, there are times when you plan and you have incomes projected.
Yes.
And the incomes mess up. The incomes mess you up. Like things just don't turn out the way they were supposed to turn out. Especially incomes. You guys talked about the expenditures, exciting us. Someone getting excited about the expenditures. But you guys, incomes can mess up. Definitely. Incomes can mess up.
And by the way, incomes are very hard to project many times. We think we can project them. So the only people who can, to a great extent, safely project their incomes are salary earners. And salary earners of solid corporations, organizations, or maybe public servants. When it comes to medium to small business employees and self-employed people,
the cash flow is already standard.
It's a different ballgame. Guys, I'll just give you a very simple and quick example. In 2019, I got a contract, a one-year contract in October. I signed it in October, in September, starting in October. I was going to earn a net of 6 million. 6 million. I was going to earn a net of 7 million Uganda shillings. Net after taxes. As an expatriate, managing a company in Mwanza, Tanzania for 1 year. And after signing that contract, I went and amended my 5-year plan. Because I was my 5-year plan.
I imagine you licking your lips.
Actually, the first item, I made a 5-year plan because this cash injection of 7 million every month, in addition to what I was earning mother life, was huge. So what I did, I went down and I drew out a new 5-year plan, financial plan, and I made a new 1-year plan. The next 1 year from October 2019. And the first item was a trip to South Africa, which was going to cost me 5 million. A visit to South Africa. So I put it down. My first salary is going to, I'm getting 5 millions and going and visiting South Africa for 1 week. Then I added in I put in construction because I love construction and real estate to construct my home.
Warning, the taxman is watching.
Yeah. Good enough to eat. Maybe good enough to fail. There's nothing Mr. Jochi is going to get from me. And but I was even the taxes we are going to Tanzania basically.
Okay.
Because I was domiciled there at that time. So I planned, and I went to South Africa by the way in December.
Yeah.
December 2019, and I started a bit of construction. And come January 2020, COVID happened.
Life happened.
Look at that major income after earning for three months. October, November, December.
Yeah.
COVID happened. We had to rush back to Ghana in January. We never went back to Tanzania. The machinery part of the machinery was stolen. My house was ransacked, which had been rented for me. We had to ship back the machinery, and my contract, we had to void the contract. Naturally, the business stopped there, and that large chunk of my income went in the air.
So many people, Francis, get to that situation. Peter, I think you also have a similar story. You could have a similar story.
Excitement.
It couldn't even be
excitement. This was real.
Life happened.
Yeah, life happened.
Like you're sure you're having a sure income, and life happens.
COVID did it to so many people.
Yes.
These two.
I don't know.
These 2 years. These 2 past years.
I think is it Peter was having a discussion with some time back about disappointing incomes, and Peter asked me what would one then do what would the one then do if we call it a crisis? Because disappointing incomes can push you into a crisis. And this was my response.
By the way, just sorry to interject. Where you expect that Mayengo will be paying in March, no, in April. So I expect an income there of my 5 million. Then I call Mayengo in March, the 15th of March, and my but I'm trying my level best.
Yes. Now, this is what I told Peter that. In fact, I'll start with that, Peter, where you put it, that it's not so common that these incomes will disappoint abruptly. Usually, these incomes give us flags. And you start with an orange or yellow flag. You receive a flag.
Before the red one.
Before the red one, there will be a yellow flag or an orange flag. The story is that there will be a flash of that indicator that something
might not.
And trust me, you'll feel it. You might not see it. And what might stop you from seeing it is the distance you have between you and your financial records or flows and everything. Your financial life. When you're very close, when you're closely monitoring your finances, trust me, you always see it when something is coming to disappoint. Personally, Francis has invested me into something very serious this year, whereby I ran a monthly cash flow. Monthly. Leave around the year planner that gives me where I plan my yearly cash flows. This guy has pushed me a notch higher this year. I'm running monthly cash flows. Specific that on 2nd of January, I expect to earn this from so and so. Then on the 3rd, I'll spend on this. I'll spend on this on the 4th. Then I'll have a balance on this by the 5th. So I cannot spend again until this when I earn this. That's how we're running it, right? Now, with such, every time, for example, I expect an income on the 20th of January, by the 4th, my beats are starting to look, in fact, from the time of my most recent income, I start thinking of my next income. Because it's the next on the agenda. Because this I'm going to spend, I even know how I'm going to spend the current income. But now my eyes go on this next income.
And what you're saying and what Peter will ask also, bring me to something which is very important, I think which we also touched.
I think let me build this, Francis, just a little bit. So, because my eyes are so tightly closed on the next income, and I know and understand the impact of this income messing up, my radars are going to be up about this income. My radars are going to be up about this income. And trust me, any slight signal of this income going south, I will see it. Now the problem we have, most of us, is that we're not in touch with our finances. So even when these flags come, we miss them. So by the time we only get hit by the red flag, and that's when we are pushed into a crisis. So what I would say, advice number 1, if we could try to keep as closely possible to our finances in every way possible, because then that increases our sensitivity to flags. So when the flag flashes, you will see the yellow one or the orange one. By the time the red comes, you've already started adjusting your mindset and your planning and your research and your expenditure to the red flag. In fact, if you're expecting money on the 20th from Peter, give Peter a call, let's say on the 12th. Tell him, Peter, you know what? I know our agreement is for the 20th. I've gotten an abrupt or an emergency. Is it possible that you can come through? Try to put Peter under that kind of pressure. See how Peter responds. Peter will give you a flag. Peter will give you a signal. If Peter says, man,
even the 30th.
And even the expenditure related to that, if you're expecting money on 10, don't promise to pay people on 11.
Exactly.
To pay out.
Exactly.
Just put it another 10 days ahead.
Another 10 days ahead.
Okay. Even when you haven't yet called Peter, make sure that you you extend, you give an allowance.
Yes.
Yeah. That if Peter is late, they may be late by 10 other days.
Exactly.
Actually, that brings me, there is a very